Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Adam Everett Miller and I'm the editor over at AE Tuts Plus. Although today I'm doing something special for Photo Tuts, even though you might still be watching it on AE Tuts because I'm the editor and I can do what I want. Here's the scenario. Mark, who runs Mobile Tuts, he created a tutorial basically showing how to do basic iPhone programming, stuff I don't understand. But it was kind of centered around this fortune cookie cracking open. Well, for that tutorial, he had purchased some stock photos online and he wasn't able to distribute them because of some legal issues. Well, he's redoing some stuff with some help of other authors, and he asked for me to recreate those fortune cookie photos, one with it closed and one open. So today what we're gonna be doing is creating our own white box. Now there's two other tutorials here on Photo Tuts, or over on Photo Tuts, depending on where you're viewing it, that would be really, really helpful for you to check out as well. One is creating a seamless white background, and the other one is how to create your own softbox. Check those out too on your own time, but today it's gonna be do-it-yourself, creating a white box. Enjoy. All right, so the base thing that we're gonna start with is we need a box. We need something, I'm just using this Dell box that one of our computers came in, but you need something that's big enough to work with. And now what we're gonna be doing is, just to extend it, we're gonna tape up the flaps here so that we have a real nice big cube to work with. And this is gonna be the outside frame. If you're looking for a box and this is all you find, go to a grocery store or somewhere and walk to the back and see if you can steal something from them, because that's not gonna work. Next thing you're gonna need, if you're out and about looking for boxes, go to a Lowe's, a Home Depot someplace and pick up some window film. Make sure that it's frosted, or I don't speak Spanish, but make sure that it's frosted, not clear, because what that's gonna do is what that's gonna do is kind of create a natural softbox, so that as you use your mom's lamps, it kind of diffuses the lights as they come in from all corners. And so that frosted paper kind of just looks like this. It also works well for censoring things, if you ever have to do some witness protection work. Another thing you're gonna need is a poster board. Now, I didn't go get a poster board because I'm cheap, and well, you can use something like this, like just a sheet of paper. We actually have this really sick printer over here, and I think this roll, it's actually pretty cool texture, but for this example, you can imagine taking a piece of poster board and folding it. I'm gonna give you a little bit of credit and say that you can imagine that, but for this example, I'm just gonna use this because I'm cheap and I don't wanna go buy a poster board. So I'm just gonna take some of this and roll it out. Lastly, you need tape to tape everything together, and then something to cut. I'm just gonna use this little pocket knife, and yeah, let's jump in. The first thing that we need to do is we need to secure this and make this box almost a solid cube. So Ryan, if you wanna help me go around, just rip off some strips. We're gonna do the outside and then we're gonna do the inside, just to secure it. It's better if you have duct tape, but all I had was painter's tape. It'll still work. Even if you have masking tape, you just might need a lot. So. Now that we have the edge secure, what we want to do is we're going to be cutting out from each side, from the top and the two sides, probably about 2 to 3 inches in along the edge. So I'm just going to use a pocket knife. If you have a razor blade or anything else, that would work. But here, I'll flip it this way so you can see. We basically just want to start in there and we'll just cut along. You want to make sure that if you have an intern, you always cut towards the intern. It's just one of like the rules of knife safety. So. Now that we have the top and then both sides done, we're gonna take our frosted window film and we're just gonna spread it out and just put a cover over it. I don't think this is enough to cover it, but you get the idea. And we're just gonna tape it down. This is essentially creating the same as a softbox, the same sort of effect as a softbox, and it's really gonna distribute the light nicely once we get inside. Any excess stuff you have here on the ends, you can just go along and slice off, because you're gonna wanna secure it on all corners. And then when you go to flip it and do the next side, it'll just be nice to not have this extra stuff hanging off the edge. Okay, so we have all of our sides done, and I was talking about using paper or using that other roll. I just went and bought poster board. It took me like 5 minutes. I went to my local grocery store and it cost me 89 cents. That's just to prove how easy it is. So, what we're gonna wanna do is set it in here. Conveniently, it actually lines up exactly perfect. So that's just lucky for me. If it doesn't, you can cut it accordingly. It doesn't have to go all the way to the edge. You just need enough area so that you can create a curve. So I'm gonna get a couple pieces of tape just to tape up the back end. And then I'm gonna place it in there. You wanna set it in with enough so that you have enough flat area here on the base that you could actually lay an object, but you also want enough in the back so that you have a background to your image. So we'll go a little ways up here and just kind of tape it down. And depending on how much we need to curve it, we can always just push it back. All right. Alrighty. Well, that's looking pretty decent. We could extend the white. I actually did get 2 poster boards, so I could extend the white a little bit further and it probably would look just fine. Actually, let's do it. Why not? Hold on. Okay, so we got the other poster board. I'll just stick it right underneath this one and tuck it in nicely. If it creates a seam when the lights are on, we'll get rid of it. But for now, it's just gonna extend this white area. We'll see if it looks good. Next comes the lighting. And this is the part that who knows what you guys have in your house. If you have a mom's lamp or if you actually have like legit lights somewhere. I'm just gonna use a couple lamps. I have like 2 or 3 tripod lamps, and I'm just gonna set them, position them randomly. It is nice if you can get all similar styles of light. You don't wanna get like a blue light and then a really like hard tungsten light. And so, ideally there's those like utility lights, those little $10 things. I have one somewhere, I'd have to find it. Those are like really crappy little like utility light things that you can get for like $5. Just the outside. Those work great with the little clippies. You can put one on the top, left or right. But if you don't have those at your disposal, you can just use these and they'll be fine. So let me light it up real quick and then I'll show you what it looks like. All right, I think I'm probably actually just gonna take this guy out, change my mind, just to keep it simple. All right, well, I took a lamp, I'm resting it on its lamp shade. Just be careful you don't rest anything on the light bulb directly, otherwise you'll burn your house down, your mom will be pissed. So, I just set that on a chair, and then this guy over here, I just lowered down. So these are all just lamps we had here around the studio. And then, next thing is you need a subject. Remember we were gonna deal with a fortune cookie, so I'm actually getting hungry, so this would be appropriate to tape. Make sure you get a good specimen here, not a bad one. By resting it right in there, I'm gonna take a couple quick pictures and I'll show you. I'm gonna not use flash because we don't need it. It's beautifully lit. It's being diffused from all sides. If you pop your hand in here, you can even see the shadows. Very diffuse shadows being created. Just enough so that it is there. You know, you don't want it to look like it's just cut out in Photoshop and put on a white nothingness. You want some shadows just so that there's contour and it shows this is real life, but you don't want them so strong that they're distracting. Just nice evenly lit. So, yeah, let me grab a couple snapshots and then, we'll see what it looks like. Sweet, So, as you can see, I got some pretty cool looking pics. Talk about clean. That's a good looking photograph. I mean, I'm not a photographer. I do After Effects stuff. But for an After Effects dude, I'm pretty happy. I hope this tutorial was beneficial. Here, I'll show you as I'm talking. We can continue to put some of the actual pictures overlay, so overlay part. But as you went through this tutorial, I hope you found it beneficial. For After Effects guys, I called my buddy Kevin to see if he would bring in his lizard so I could do an example of video, because I need something that would actually move at that size. Couldn't find anything though. But you can imagine, would be really, really cool to shoot some video of maybe something very small, but awesome for photography if you just need to do a couple glamour shots of something like a ring or a tomato or a tennis ball or something that's smaller than your fist, or maybe around the size of your fist. Anyway, this is Adam Everett Miller for Photo Tuts and AE Tuts. I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye. This is the dumbest tutorial I've ever seen.